parade of champions in the main ring. Well, coming up in the next hour or so, the Supreme Pig Championship. The cattle ring has now become the tug-of-war ring. And it's hotting up in the shearing shed.
Erbyn hyn, mae cystadlu'r prif gylch wedi gorffan, ond peidiwch â phoeni, fe welwch chi enillwyr y...
Well, don't forget that we do have a streaming service, especially from the sheep shearing shed, because that is live from now until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So if you want to watch the shearing all afternoon, then you're welcome to do so on our streaming services. Well, you can see the amount of people who have come to the showgrounds, and a glimpse of the food hall there as well as the sheep ring. Mainir out in the sunshine, of course, and
newydd ar ganfod mae'r oen hwrdd smotio gor iseldiroedd sydd wedi ennill oen hwrdd gor ar sioe. Ni'n symud ymlaen at yr oen fenw cyn gorffen.
She's just suggesting there that later on we'll be looking forward to the main championship of the Royal Welsh, the champion of champions in the sheep ring. Everybody has come here to have a look and see who is going to take that title. We'll know that within the next couple of hours.
Mae curiad calon y sioe yma yn y cylchoedd cystadlu yn dydi, ond wrth gwrs mae gymaint o arddangos...
But there's so many things going on around the showground. There's exhibition halls, there's a food hall, as you can see in the background there. But one place where we're going to go now is the main ring, and we'll join Anwen.
Thank you, Gareth. We are returning to the middle part of the ring, where we are joining class 26, and this is the junior stallion class. We see there our judge for this morning, Sarah Hamer of the Come Here stud. She's having a good look at her top two. Currently stood in top is W.A.L. Lewis's Brynhawn Uchaf Hewkin. And then 362 is currently stood in second, and that's Claire Granger and Paul Mitchell's Tyvee X-Man.
Oh.
So, but it does look like a change is being made, and 367 is actually coming up into second place. That's A and D Oldroyd and Williamson's Lineard Devaney. So our judge is making a final last-minute swap around, but the handshake has been done. So congratulations to the winner of our junior stallion class in the section A's. Goes to W.A. Lewis's Brynhawn Uchaf Hewkin. Bred by J. Davis, handled by Gethin today, and sired by Betws Proffwyd out of Brynhawn Uchaf Eirlis. So congratulations. And then in third there, we saw Will Perrins coming up to take the award with 368, and that is Rookery Roscoe. So congratulations to them. 358 there, we see a shot of them, and that's Chris Cobley's Travel Royal Realm, and 373 there is Louise Russell's Gart Connell Woohoo. So the first time for us to see one of these ponies in harness today. It's not often you see a section A in harness, but this particular colt has obviously needed a bit of support and stability, so the harness has been placed. But congratulations there go to the winner of the junior stallion class, Brynhawn Uchaf Hewkin.
Yn arddangos Brynhawn Uchaf Hewkin.
Well, we're back in the sheep shearing shed, and this is heat number 2 of the Welsh Championship in the semi-final stage.
Yes, and some well-known names here again, Gerald, aren't there? Shearing away in the second heat here.
Yes, Aled W. Jones, David Owen Roberts, Alan Lloyd Jones, Thier Jones, Dylan Jones, and even Rhys Jones. Goodness gracious. It's all the Joneses, but But David Roberts is stuck in the middle.
He's
but,
hopefully trying to keep up with the Joneses, isn't
well,
he?
there you go. Yeah.
And
My money's on a Jones winning this run.
and as a North Walian, many up there from the north as well, so that's always nice to see.
Yes, that one thing is shearing is global. You can go from the north of Scotland to the south of England, and there's a lot of people that are pride in their profession, and it's a skill that has been gone through in the farming world, and as of years and years ago, all farmers used to shear their own, but now we have a lot of contractors, and then hence a lot of these boys do shear a lot of sheep throughout the season. And as we've seen earlier yesterday and whatever, things have progressed dramatically from when the blade shearing was on go, and obviously the numbers of sheep which these boys can shear. And I'm not being disrespectful to the blade shearers, they're quick in their own right, but this is a different level again, and obviously aided by electric.
Well, certainly that, Gerald. I was with you Monday when we were watching blade shearing, and a couple of them with tied on a bench. And,
yes, you could say things have progressed from there. Yes, indeed,
isn't it?
Yeah.
These guys are probably shearing a sheep as fast as those managed to get the ewe on the bench.
Yeah, and I would go so hard to say some of these are sheared more in a day than perhaps some of them will shear in the season. But no, look, as it progresses and the skill factor and that, and as Erin said, like there's competitors from North Wales and all over Wales here competing in this particular section, and as I alluded to earlier on, to win the All Champion of Wales, whatever profession or whatever, is a great achievement to represent your country, as they will when they win this and go forward in New Zealand. So
just touching a little here on the camaraderie of this competition as well, though, we noticed Shearer on the stand number 4 there went in, and who's handing him a ewe is the current Welsh champion, Gethin Lewis.
Yes, indeed. To be fair,
this tends to be what they do. You know, they are there. Okay, competing with each other, but also they're helping each other, aren't they?
Well, yes, indeed. I mean, it's on the board is the performance. You ain't going to try and put your mate off, are you? You know, you're going to try and help your fellow competitor, because if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best, haven't you?
Well, certainly that.
No, I'm glad to see that.
And these lads will all be working alongside each other.
100%. They could be sharing in the same shed every day of the week. Yes, indeed. So there we go. And first young man is out. Let's hope we come back and see another heat later on.
Yeah, we'll be back there, and the sheep shearing shed is certainly drawing a crowd, as we can see now. Aaron Pugh has been here, there and everywhere around the showground during the course of the day. He's now managed to find the pig ring, and this is going to be our first visit to the pig ring today.
Yes,
they've been waiting for the sun to go in.
Yeah. Well, on Monday we had them there before the sun came out.
Yeah, fair comment,
and now they're waiting for the sun to go in.
No, I think it's the championship of the pig. So
yeah, pairs championship then.
Pairs championship, is it?
Gerald, yes, special 1300. So they're competing here for the Phil Fowley Memorial Trophy for the champion pair of pigs.
And you have to be one male and one female?
Certainly that. One male, one female of the same breed and owned by the same exhibitor. So yes, these are all representative of what the breeders of each of these pigs breeds are trying to achieve.
Presents another challenge to these handlers, because we do see them struggling to control one pig sometimes, but looks as if they're doing their best to control 2 now.
Yeah, double the team, double the effort.
And actually there's 3 handlers, I believe, on trying to manage 2 pigs. So we've seen some exciting times in here, and I'm sure the pigs contribute to the excitement as well.
And this is sort of the entertainment factor we get when we come over to the pig ring as well, Gerald, isn't it?
Yes,
everywhere
indeed.
else you see them halted or held or managed within the ring, and we only see a little bit of carnage in the sheep ring when they're asked to loose them off, and then they catch them again. But they're very much open to the interpretation of what the pig fancy's doing over here in the pig ring.
Yeah, you're quite right, yes.
But again, a lovely cross-section of the pig industry here, from some of these more traditional, smaller-sized pigs to the slightly larger commercial pigs that we're seeing. And judge for the day comes from Bwlch in Gwynedd, Mr. Stephen Richardson, and I'd imagine he'll be looking for a pair of pigs that are representative of their respective breed. Obviously, there's a pair opposite sexes, so I'd like to think that he's looking for uniformity of type between those two pigs as well. And what he's doing now, currently, sort of thinning these pairs down, and I think the middle white pairing just leaving the ring there. So we'll hopefully come down to his last few favoured pairings before he taps out his champion and reserve.
Mae eisiau bod y ddau yn weddol debyg iawn. Wrth gwrs mae eisiau chwilio am yr underline a'r top line a'r balance.
And obviously, I don't know. I might be testing your pig knowledge here as well, Gerald. These, I think, within the pig world, your sow needs to have an equal number of teats each side.
You're quite right.
And the judge will obviously have already been assessing this as he goes along while he's selecting this. And you would like to think that these pigs have come to the fore in their respective breeds, so they should conform in terms of their commercial nature before they've progressed this far in the competition. It looks like we're closing in on getting a result here. President, this year's Royal Welsh Show President, Gethin Harvard, is going to be doing the presentations, I think.
A'r pencampwriaeth, y Landrace sydd yn mynd â hi.
Fantastic.
And we can see it's the Landrace that take the championship.
Yeah, having progressed out of any other modern pig breed classes, the Landrace pair taking the championship here in the...
And knowing Gethin Harvard, as I know, he's probably asking them, are they going to be for sale?
Yes.
He lots a bit on his plate, probably, doesn't he? Anyway, let's hope we come back later and see, but we've seen the result. Congratulations to the Landrace breed.
Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground here in Llanelwedd, and it's mid-afternoon on day 3, and we're heading straight for the main ring. We'll join Anwen.
Thank you. We are returning to the north end of the ring where we see the second of the foal classes, and this is the filly foals, and it does look there like we have a winner that goes to 1116, Martin Grist with the Riverbank Enchantress. Handled today by a former young handler champion, Rhys Freeman, so it's lovely to see the youngsters coming through and moving up the ranks and going on to winning these open classes. A lovely strong filly there that's been prepared beautifully. Her coat is actually come through fantastic. I've got a foal at home and the coat looks nothing like that. All patchy and awful. So congratulations to everybody that's looked after this little
You spend
foal.
too much time away from home, you do. You should be at home looking after it and feeding it. So it's that dodgy hay you've bought, it is. That's the problem.
No. Congratulations there to the Riverbank stud there. And in second place we see Brian Jones's Lynmore's foal that's yet to be named, and in third place we have Corscaron stud from Ceredigion with Corscaron Delilah. So a fabulous future ahead for all of these filly foals. So this particular foal is out of Riverbank Lady Penelope. So a fantastic shot there. Now then we've got little section A's now in the middle, and then we've got the section B's on the south side. So we're going to fly straight over to the south end of the ring where we are joining into the Young Stock Championship for the section B. So the culmination of the whole morning for our judge here, Margaret Edwards of the Nevinth stud. So we see here now a collection of winners. So we see there the winner of the 3-year-old colt class, the winners of the yearling fillies, the 2-year-old fillies, the 3-year-olds, and it does look like it has the Young Stock Championship has gone to the winner of the 3-year-old filly class, Henniarth in the Mood. Handled today by Kevin Morgan on the behalf of her Australian owner, Wendy Trimble. She was born and bred down in Ferryside with Richard Miller and Marion Davis of the Henniarth stud. And Wendy has made the journey all the way across the pond from Australia to be here today, so what a wonderful honour for her to be in that grandstand watching that red rosette being thing. And to some of you that weren't with us earlier this morning, this particular pony was bred in Wales but will be exported out to Australia later in this year. So reserve did go to the winner of the yearling fillies, Lynxbury Vantonia with Tracy Landon. So congratulations to the champion young stock in the Welsh section B's, Henniarth in the Mood.
Wel, Kevin Morgan, ti newydd bod yn y clas ac wedi ennill, a ti wedi bod yn y prif bencampwriaeth yr adran ifanc ar gyfer y merlod Cymreig, a wedi dod mas yn fuddigol.
Yeah, ready Richard siarad now.
I think he's basically handed over the reins to Richard, the breeder of this pony, because Kevin's just said he is finished. His running in the heat has killed him off.
She must be beside herself.
Yeah, it's just tremendous. And, you know, Kevin's got far fitter legs than I've got. And she went beautifully today. She won here as a yearling. Didn't show her last year. She looked like half a giraffe last year, didn't she? And then this year she's really come for this show. So really, really, really pleased.
And that's part of it as well, isn't it? It's being patient, because you could have brought her last year, but it wouldn't have done her justice, and you've given her that time, and she's come back and paid in dividends.
Absolutely. And her full sister was champion here a couple of years ago, Muna Mia, and she was the same. She wasn't shown because of COVID, but so she wasn't shown until she was 3, and she benefited. So, yeah, a lot of it is patience.
Now, we're hoping that this mare, or you told me earlier this mare is going to be going out, or this filly is going to be going out to Australia to join Wendy. What's the plans for her then?
Well, she'll be covered in the UK now in October because they fold upside down, so that'll be on Australian foaling time. So she'll have a foal for a couple of years, and I think they're talking about riding her out there. So I think Wendy's producer Luke, who's here today, he wants to have her in the saddle, but we shall see.
Plenty more to come.
Yeah. She's going to have a busy life, I think.
Wel, llongyfarchiadau mawr iawn I chi a mwynhewch y diwrnod.
You're very welcome. Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch. Well done. Thank you, guys.
Well, the crowd is gathering around the sheep shearing shed, and on the stage it's the senior championship, and this is heat number 2 in the semi-final.
Thank you, Gareth. Things are hotting up, yes. All these young men, we've seen some of the open classes earlier on, and each one of these would be hopefully getting through the senior classes so they can come forward to cheer in the Champion of Wales and in the seniors, in the open as to come, but these young men all giving their best shot.
Yes, and that'll be the aim for these guys. Well, some of them may well, by the end of today's competition, be able to progress into the open.
I would have thought so, yes, in terms the winner will probably be graduated up into the, if that's a correct word, up into the senior ranks, but
there's certainly a very apt word. Whether it's the correct one is graduation.
Well, I'm not too sure. Yeah,
it seems very much as to that's how it the progression would happen, isn't it?
That's quite right.
You come to the fore in one section, and you are graduated up to the next.
Well, that's quite right, and we've seen it all the way through the show. On Monday, yesterday, we've seen the juniors, and then the intermediates, and now the seniors, and then Champion of Wales. I would suggest that pretty near all them will be of open calibre.
And obviously, I asked you about technique, and you filled everybody at home in on the technique they use. Technique is going to be the same all the way through. The big difference probably in terms of pace here is experience, but also you've mentioned a few times about filling a comb, and I think confidence would help with that, I suppose, isn't it? The more you do, the more likely you are to use the whole of that comb rather than be cautious and use less and try and do it well.
Yes, you're quite right in terms of obviously on the on lambs we're on here, so there is how can I say, not quite the capabilities of filling that comb as you would like to have, because obviously the lamb isn't that big. It's usually on fully mature sheep, on ewes, then that you will sort of emphasize the fact that they will fill the comb. But there is opportunities on lambs, and coming down the last side here, as we see now, is one of the opportunities, and on the long blow is another one. So, but there is certain situations in the shearing of this lamb, you could possibly say you could only half comb. And obviously then by leaving bits on, if you start filling your comb and it's not quite, say, flat enough, well, then you're going to leave the ridges, and then obviously you're going to either go and cut it off on the second attempt, which is classed as a second cut, or you're going to leave it on and let the people out the back adjudicate it, like an end.
Yes.
So that's a catch-22 situation. That's only something that you can actually answer yourself when you're actually shearing. But I think, they'd like to prefer to see a very, very clean bunch of lambs outside, and you would pride yourself on that. But then what is on display is, as we've seen earlier on, then there's a lot of electric screens above each individual shearer, and even though the crowd down the bottom can see how many second cuts he's made, because he has been adjudicated on the board and it's automatically displayed above their head. So there we go, we've seen then number 4 out, and let's hope that we get back and see another situation and heat later on.
Yep, things certainly hotting up, and that is how popular the sheep shearing shed is, and you can imagine how full it's going to be later on during the international test matches. Right, let's get over to the main ring and join Anwen.
Thank you. We are returning here to our judge, Simon Bigley of the Llanarth stud, in the culmination for the best foal, and the bowler hat is turned off, and it does look like the award has gone to Matthew Dixon there of the Welena stud in Ceredigion. Congratulations to them, with the winner of the colt foal class, and reserve then goes to the winner of the filly foal class. It's yeah. So the name of this particular foal, Welena Brenin, and I think it's an aptly named foal. Had a fantastic season already this year, going Supreme Foal in the Ceredigion Welsh Pony Cob, and has just gone one better, winning the Supreme Foal for the Cobs in the Royal Welsh. And I do believe we spoke to Matthew earlier, and he said this was his first ever win and red ribbon here at the Royal Welsh. So they've gone one better to win the best foal. What an accolade for him. And in reserve, we had the winner of the filly foals, Martin Grist's Riverbank Enchantress. So we see there all the awards being handed out, and the foal standing there patiently. All the hours of training have paid off for Matthew. So fantastic achievement for them as a stud all the way from Fosafine in Ceredigion. And there he goes on his lap of honour, ears pricked, covering the ground, thoroughly enjoying himself. Not a break in his stride at all. Congratulations to Walena Brenin.
A phawb arbennig digon.
Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground, and we return for our second visit to the pig ring, and this is the main championship for the pigs here at the Royal Welsh Show.
Yes, thank you, Gareth. As we alluded to before, we haven't featured too much of the pigs today, but we've seen a pair of land race, taking the pairs championship here. So I think all major breeds that are on the show will be out in the ring here, hopefully taking the individual championship.
Certainly, we see again that wide array of breeds throughout them here, representing each of the breed sections that they've come out of.
So I'm going to say one thing now. Please come back, Emma, because I'm struggling to identify a lot of these breeds. But some are self-explanatory. But that's the Tamworth and the orange, as Anwen has just said. And I go far as to say the one that's just passed is the Welsh.
Yes, and 71.99. That
Saddleback. I'm into the Saddleback, so I know.
And we
saddle shoulder on this behalf, realistically, isn't she?
A mae'r Gloucester All spotted o fewn a mae'r Dwroc wedi ymuno yn y gystadleuaeth.
Come on, Anwen, what's the little one that the young lady is?
Absolutely no idea.
Don't say pygmy or something like that.
You know what? It's going to be my winner because I'm only short, so I'm going to root for the smallest one in the championship. And did you see it?
And I'll tell you something else about you. You make the most noise too as well. So, yeah.
But did you see the little one? It shot across the ring, and it would be the naughtiest in the championship as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
so that's why I'm rooting for that one.
that.
I'll have to do my homework ready for next year to find out what breed it is.
Yeah, well, I've been doing my homework for years and I still can't identify them. But Saddleback is there, is a very big, powerful animal. That's the Tamworth, as you're correct, yes. I don't see the Prynhawn, and that's another one that I could identify because the Prynhawn is usually a very, very muscular sheep, isn't it? Pig.
Well, I believe, Gerald, that we won't see the Prynhawn here because they would have progressed out of any other modern pig. Which would then be the Dwroc as representing them here.
I see, okay, fine. Yeah.
So the little pig you were asking about, and I did have my suspicions, but I have just checked the catalogue, is a Kuni Kuni.
Oh, indeed, yeah.
What a fantastic name. I love it. It just suits the little breed, doesn't it?
You better start keeping pigs. You might stand better chance in the pig than you do in the horse ring.
You know, the trouble is, I'd be running riot round my farm, wouldn't it? Every now and again, I get a phone call. Your ponies are out on the lawn in the village. It would cause havoc with the pigs if I had that, wouldn't it?
And I believe, if I'm correct as well, one of the little black pigs running around is actually a large black. So even though a large black is a lot smaller than a lot of the other more modern pigs that are maybe in here, but
it is a little gilt, actually. You're quite right. It's over there by the NFU Mutual sign at the moment. That is a large black, but obviously the champion of that particular section then, or particular breed, was the gilt then. Which is the Dwroc then. I thought the Dwroc was the dark coloured pig that's going there in front of the judge now.
Well, I believe you are right. The Dwroc is a dark coloured pig.
It is a very rich.
And that one, again, I believe was one that is represented by quite a young gilt in the championship as well. So that would sort of make sense in terms of the size and scale of them as well.
The judge has given this the once over. We don't see the judge putting in. Obviously he's counting this undercarriage in the teats that
certainly
equal sided as you alluded to before has to be.
Ydy, chi'n iawn. A'r underline wrth gwrs, mae rhaid bod hwnna'n gywir bod e'n hafal.
And yes, so that one that we were just having the analysis through there was the large black in actual fact.
Oh, indeed, okay. This is the Dwroc, I'm sure.
This is the Dwroc that is only a very young gilt. This is only a 4-month-old gilt.
That's right, this is the Dwroc, you're quite right, in the centre of shot the brown.
So the smaller, slightly more muscular
the shape
pig.
On that Dwroc, isn't it?
Fantastic muscular shape to them.
And I believe they're a French breed, aren't they? But anyway, it looks as if we're going to have to wait for a little while longer to come back and see the result of this particular championship.
Mae 'na sylwebeth Saesneg ar gael. English commentary is available on this programme and on our main ring webcast. Depending on your device, either press the red button or use the audio selection option. Any problems, contact the SLC Viewers Hotline.
Well, it's time for another visit to the main ring. And this is Anwen's field of expertise.
Yes, we are returning to the north end of the ring, to what I am more comfortable at doing, the horses. And we are coming to the championship, Special 93, which is the female championship. And the finger is being pointed there by our judge, Simon Bigley of the Llanarth stud. So it looks like he's asked them to face sideways, which some judges have recently started doing, so that they can take that step back and just have a look at them all on the side. No, it looks like he's brought a shortlist forward by the looks of it. So instead of having the whole line, he's brought 4 forward. So on the right of your screen there, we have the winner of the junior broodmares, Glencoch Copira. Then we have Menai Irish Rose. On the left of your screen, just gone off, was the Danaway Jolene. So he's got quite a difficult decision on his hands here. The crowds are gathering in anticipation for what we will see later. But the purposeful walk across to the stewards, I think he has made his final decision. And a nerve-wracking time for the exhibitors. But the bowler has come off, so let's see where it is heading. And there we are. It has gone to Adrian Bowen. Congratulations to some of you that weren't with us earlier this morning. Adrian of the Glencoch stud. Can you see there in the ring? He's got a white, a black sock, bless him, on his hand. He had an unfortunate accident a few weeks ago where he severed a tendon whilst feeding his sheep, because he's done well in the sheep ring this year as well. But congratulations there go to our female champion, Glencoch Capoeira, the junior broodmare from Glencoch in St Clair's. And the reserve actually goes from a winner yesterday, Aberlogin Reba, the 2-year-old filly that was break. So congratulations on winning the female championship, Glencoch Capoeira, Adrian Bowen, on behalf of Alan and Jan Pierce of the Glencoch stud. So we will look forward to seeing them back later this afternoon for the Prince of Wales Cup competition.
I think he's done very well, actually, in the circumstances, particularly this time last week it was, will we go or will we get there or not?
I think it was worth coming, to be honest. You've just gone female champion in the Welsh Section Ds at the Royal Welsh Show.
It's absolutely brilliant. It reminds me of Hyfryd in the Section A's. Fabulous day.
Homebred on homebred.
Yes, everything homebred.
But Adrian, let's be honest, the biggest thing here is the lucky sock. What are you going to bring next year?
I'll have to keep the sock going, whether I put it on my hand or on my feet, I don't know yet, but the sock will have to make an appearance.
And we'll really have to hope the doctors aren't watching. You were working on you in surgery last week.
Yeah, check-up on Friday is going to be a bit of a challenge if they are.
Bless him, he's had a very challenging time.
You've been competing this morning. How does this feel? You were screaming behind me.
It's just a culmination of all the emotions of the last week and all the hard work that we put in over those cold, dark winter mornings. This is why we do it.
All worth it. Guys, I know you all personally. This is a great achievement. Good luck for the rest of the week.
And Alan's always in the background supporting us, I have to say.
He's behind us right now. Many congratulations. Llongyfarchiadau mawr iawn I chi. Mr. Brian Foster.
Tro'r merched yw i nawr I syrenu ynghylch y defed gyda phencampwriaeth oen fenw rhyngfryd. Y Suffolk sydd wedi llwyddo mwyaf allan o'r holl rydiau dros y blynyddoedd diwethaf gan ennill 3 allan o'r 8 mlynedd mae'r gystadleuaeth hon.
Welcome back, and we're heading straight for the sheep ring.
Thank you, Gareth.
Merched.
We're in another championship in the Ewe Lamb Championship here in the Royal Welsh Show, and obviously we got the split ring.
Yeah, same procedures apply to the Ewe Lamb class as well.
We see every breed that has been on display here. Oh my word. Mules gone peelers as well now, by the look of it.
Yes, no, that one is the blue face, the crossing type blue face.
Crossing blue face type, yeah, fair dues.
But yes, very much a peeler, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Wiltshire Horn. Llanwennog. Can't tell you, the sign's fallen down.
Wiltshire Horn a wedyn mae'r blue face.
A variety of breeds, anyway, I know that.
Every variety of breed and every breed that's in the show is out here with a ewe lamb, yes.
And there's something nice about having a ewe lamb as well, because she's the breeding stock of the future as well, isn't it?
That's fair comment, yes, indeed, yeah.
I'm sure they'll be looking forward to next lambing season to see what she produces.
And there's probably then the two. I know these are females, obviously, but these are the two breeds that are responsible for producing the mule, and it's either the crossing type, which is on the right, or the blue-faced Leicester type on the left, which predominantly farmers buy to put on their Welsh, Cheviot, speckled-faced, Beulah speckled-faced ewes to produce the mule.
Yeah, well, and there's a stark difference because we've been breeding, my partner's been breeding some mules, and by putting a crossing type, we do get the much darker head, especially on the blackies or on the Beulahs.
But anyway, let's hope we come back and see the result of the Ewe Lamb Championship in a while.
Well, we're back in the sheep shearing shed, and we saw heat number 2 in the semi-final of the Seniors Championship, and this is heat number 3 in the semi-final of the same competition.
Yes, we have 6 young men hopefully getting through, and we have 5 young men here from Wales and 1 from England. We have Jonathan Howells, Fraser Thomas, Daniel Copley is the only one out from England, Leon Harris, Kai Jones and Elgan Roberts. And, if you get a shot of Leon Harris, I know Leon very, very well. He competes in the sheepdog world. There he is against myself, and if he's as good as shearing as he is at sheepdog handling, he'd be quite good. Boy from down in Brussel's there. I'm not too sure, was he going in for his lamb that was in front, or is he one behind him? I'm not too sure, but we will see.
I'm not sure how relative my question's going to be here, but we're noticing obviously we've talked about the way in which they tackle going about the technique. Clothing, Gerald, I noticed they've all got the specific footwear. What's the significance of wearing the
footwear they're wearing is called moccasins. They're usually made out of leather or a soft leather or a very hard fabric. It's for obviously there's a lot of grease on these lambs, and therefore it's usually shown always on mostly on wooden boards, and it can become a little bit slippy. And these moccasins are designed, obviously there's no strength in them. You could shear, say you could be shearing in bare feet, because you can actually use your toes or the heel of your foot then to control your movement a little bit better. So they are made out of soft material. So obviously, as we've alluded to, it's the left hand does as much work, and the right has the right hand, and the knees and all movement within. So yeah, it's a moccasin, and it's a part and parcel of the equipment which you need to shear the sheep. In clothing, they all wear probably different makes of clothing, as we can see, in trousers, in Heinegger to Fagan to Lister. All major shearing companies produce that different clothes, and they will be strengthened usually on the knee section, probably from halfway down your thigh to down halfway down your shin. As you can see, that young man is a classic. His trousers have seen a lot of work because the grease does a lot of damage to the clothing. And mostly all boys are wearing singlets, but obviously they're all wearing singlets by the main sponsor of the shearing competitions here in Ariat. So, and look, the judges have been even given a Wednesday body warmer to, because they're not working very hard, they're just standing about, aren't they?
They need something to keep them warm even in the heat.
That's quite right. So anyway, yes, these young men are going through, and as I said, looks as if when we seen Leon putting his sheep down the porthole, he was actually a little bit behind and not in front, but I'm sure it's not all about speed in this. The marking system of this wouldn't be quite as savage as it is in the open section, but still he would be like to have been, there's a few points gone in his own mind that if he is behind then. And there's a classic of a second cut. That young man there went back for quite a stripe, didn't he?
Yeah,
so he will have been marked.
He noticed something and went back for it.
That's quite right, and he would have been marked for that on the board. So hopefully we'll come back and see it a little bit later on and maybe see the final.
Yes, let's hope so. But certainly there's a big crowd there, and they're being entertained by the shearers. And we've been entertained in the main ring as well all throughout the day, and let's go back there now and listen to Anne.
Thank you, Gareth. We are coming back to the culmination of Class 94, which is the junior Welsh Cob Section D stallions, 4 to 7 years old. And it looks like a decision has been made in this class, and it goes to exhibit number 1130 from the Bat family in Abergavenny, with Abergavenny Justice. Sired by Gwynfais Amlawdd Wledig, out of Thornyside Debutant. This is a first season for this young stallion, who has predominantly been working at home as a stock getter. So quite a start to his first time in the show ring. He was champion earlier this year at Stafford County and champion at Blaenavon. So third time out, and what a result. A striking young stallion with a huge potential for the future. Abergavenny Justice. In second place, we have 1132, Molly Davis's Maesamor Brenin Dafydd. Sired by Casgob Brenin Dafydd, out of Maesamor Royal Duchess. So congratulations to there, with another young stallion who's having a fantastic first season out. He was champion at Glanusk, reserve champion up in Scotland at the Royal Highland, and first and champion in Great Yorkshire, so he's certainly covered the miles in this first season of his. So there we are. We see Simon having a nice chat with the exhibitors. It's always nice to have a bit of feedback from the judge. As a competitor, you want to know where you can improve. But a striking shot there of our winner. He will return once we have the completion of the senior stallion class, where he will contest for the male championship. So he will go back to the stable, have a quick drink of water, have a break, and come out hopefully shining. We'll have a quick chat with Hannah. We can see Jonathan at the side there.
Has just picked up a red Royal Welsh rosette in the junior stallion class. How are you feeling?
Yeah, over the moon, really delighted. Yeah, just such a relief now. So nice to do it here as well. So yeah, really pleased.
So you're the Jonathan with the running shoes, and you're the Jonathan who bred him.
Yeah, family effort at home, obviously. Hannah, it's a massive help with Jonathan and Becky being able to produce the Justice for us today, and won a fantastic stallion class here today. So yeah, over the moon with the result, and such great quality and up in numbers this year for sure.
Oh, it definitely was, yeah. And we've got the next generation of showing here, being shown exactly how it's done.
Yeah, this is Ellis. He's really keen, and along with his sisters at home, Erin and Catherine, hopefully the stud's in good hands for the future.
I'm sure it is. Well, many, many congratulations. Llongyfarchiadau mawr iawn I chi.
Right, let's go quickly back to the pig ring for the individual championship.
Yes, so we rejoin us, as you said, Gareth, the individual Supreme Champion pig, and yes, as they did in the pairs, then they've taken a good few out of here. So we're left with the Duroc, Gloucester Old Spot, Saddleback, and then the white ones are always the ones that catch you.
You're taking an easy way out there, Ewan. Yes, indeed. This Duroc and this pig on the side is tremendous shape.
Doesn't it?
Because actually, I cast my mind back to last year and other competitions. These Durocs are usually quite a large, long, leanish pig, but this particular little gilt here then is extreme shape and conformation on her, isn't there?
Yes, no, certainly. And well, the middle white was the one I've missed out. So the final four there. The middle white, Saddleback, the Gloucester Old Spot, and the Duroc.
And we mentioned our judge, Mr. Stephen J. Richardson from Bwlch in Gwynedd. I'm not too familiar with the gentleman, is he, and what breed he keeps himself, but he's taken his hat off, and it looks as if he's made his decision, and it is the Duroc.
Yes.
And it is a very, very attractive pig, to be fair.
It isn't it just? And very, very young gilt, as I said, March born. So only just 4 months old.
Indeed.
Dyfodol Nancy is the young gilt's name. Coming out of the Any Other Modern Pig and the gilt born in 2026. And well, that's an interesting one. Both the pair and the individual championship coming out of the Any Other Modern Pig classes of the show this year then.
Fair dues then, yes.
Yes, so no, congratulations to them.
She is only 4 months old in the size she is. My statement earlier on that they are big, large adult pigs, and she will be a big, large adult pig.
She certainly will be. Yeah. Yes, no, she.
But chuffed in there. We've seen the
and the middle white there taking reserve.
We've seen like the Welsh and the Prynhawn, and that seemed to have dominated. And we've seen changes within the cattle ranks and that. So let's hope that this is. Gives everybody encouragement to come here and have a go to try and win a prize, isn't it?
Yes, no, certainly so. And yeah, the reserve champion, that middle white, gilt, 2025 born gilt, Green Meadow, Fair Lady 6. And congratulations to both champion and reserve here in the Supreme Pigs.
Dim problem.
Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Show, and well, with that noise in the background, it's quite obvious where we're going next. We're off to the sheep ring.
Yes, we're back in the sheep ring, and I believe, are we still in the ULAM Championship class?
I'm not too sure, Erin.
Yeah,
quite strong. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
We still are.
Just looking at the Suffolk here, I would suggest, yes, that
he's pulled the Suffolk forward, I think.
Obviously, then we're in a two-horse race here again because of the non-Mighty Visner and Mighty Visner, but so our judges disappeared for a moment and gone through to the non-Mighty Visner section, obviously to see if he can select anything that he thinks is in contention. If he doesn't, then obviously he will come back, and I would assume that he will still take a reserve from the Mighty Visner section, then, isn't it?
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back. He made the decision. Only the one winner we want, anyway, don't we?
Suffolk, bred by David Jones.
Yes, and they've proven a lot of success here over the years.
You are right. They're usually in my part of the world in the Royal Welsh. They're usually in the horse ring with the Frynhawn stud in Ceredigion.
They also have had a lot of success with the Suffolks as well over the past
David
years.
Has worked hard in producing his own flock of Suffolks. Do they have the Frynhawn Pre-6 as well as the horses?
Potentially they do, but I know for a fact. Yes, I would say that's probably correct, Anwen, yeah. But no, they've done well in both fields. Well, over recent years, certainly. Well, and the Suffolk breed is always relatively close to the success in the female classes.
Yes, and what a square ewe she is with those ears. And I think he's very happy, isn't he?
And a mother actually won here in 2019 as well. So that just adds to the story of the success they've had here.
And he's just saying, is his mother that's been with the horses this year?
His mother's been judging, actually.
Oh,
is what he said this year. Yes, his
Ah.
mother's been judging, so they haven't shown any horses this year, was what he said. So, yes, so he concentrated on the Suffolks, and congratulations to him on taking the win there.
We'll be back there at some stage later on. In the meantime, back to the main ring.
Thank you, Gareth. Yes, we are coming back into the middle part of the ring where we see the culmination of the Welsh Mountain Ponies Section A. Our judge for this morning has been Sarah Hamer of the Cwmhir stud. We see there 366 at the top of the line. Brynhawn Hewkin, the winner of the junior stallion class. We see in the shot here 383. That's the winner of the senior stallion class. Crumpwell Blue Painter, bred down in Pembrokeshire with the Crumpwell stud. And hopefully the camera will shoot across now. We see 294 Islym Blodwen, the winner of the female championship and the senior broodmare class, and the reserve female champion was the senior Baron mare. Tryfel. Where is the name again? My memory is not what it used to be. Tryfel Twilight, that was it for Bridie Cobley. 2, 3, 4 there, just at the edge of your shot. So Dora, they're working hard to get the attention of the ears, to get that pony to have that wonderful stance that we're looking for to catch the judge's eye. But it looks like she's asking for something that they're not sure exactly what she wants them to do. So it does look like they have been asked to do an extra show by the looks of it. She's wanting to see the senior stallion again and the senior broodmare again. So she's obviously umming and ahhing on a decision and wants to see them trot and perform one more time. So let's see where we are. So here we are, Crumpwell Blue Painter with the senior stallion winner doing his final show with J.D. Kelly Sired by tafarnau bach Sean out of Crumpwell Blue Velvet. The blue line has been very successful for Crumpwell stud over the years. So they've had their final chance to shine, and let's see now where Sarah makes her final decision for the champion Welsh mountain ponies. So the deliberations is waiting. The senior steward there, Mr. Edwin Prosser, making sure that everybody backs away. And the hat is off, and it does look like it has gone to J.D. Kelly with Crumpwell Blue Painter. A fantastic achievement for them. So, born in 2012. So, am I right, a 14-year-old stallion? So in the prime of his life. So congratulations there to the Kelly family. And we will see them return now tomorrow to contest the Tom and Sprightly and the Supreme Championship. So congratulations. And reserve went to Islym Blodwen. So, enjoying one more lap of the ring, and I'm sure the adrenaline will be pumping, and she could go all day. And what a wonderful display that the Crumpwell Blue Painter has given us to go champion Welsh Section A.
Nicole Kelly, you've just told me I'm snotty and horrible. You're champion of the Royal Welsh Show. You can be snotty and horrible.
I can't believe it. Really, dreams do come true.
They do indeed, and they have today. And the sun's come out for you and everything.
Yes, I can't believe it.
So where have you come from, and how much prep work has gone into this?
A lot. We're from Wrexham. I've owned him 13 years. So it's been
You've owned this horse 13 years?
Yeah, just about.
And how many times have you been coming to the Royal Welsh?
We come to do the wagon classes, but we wanted to do an in-hand class this year, so yeah, it's paid off.
It has indeed paid off. Well, many congratulations. Good luck with the rest of the weekend. Go and get yourself a drink.
Thank you so much.
Y Nia Fwyd. Wel, da ni'n gyfarwydd iawn ar Nia.
Well, Nia is currently looking down on the food hall because she is in the business lounge, the Welsh Government's business lounge, and many of the producers of food and drink based in Wales are represented here. And she's with Emily Rees, who represents the Welsh Government, works within the food and drink industry. Thank you for the invitation. Yes, welcome. Because it's not everybody who gets invited to the business lounge. Well, tell us more about the people who do come here to visit. We have about 400 producers altogether, and also there are about 300 buyers who come to visit the Royal Welsh during the week. And this is a place where they can come here and sit down and hold meetings. They can meet the producers. We have people from supermarkets, the food service industry, farm shops, etc. And it's important to have a place such as this because last year, just out of the meetings we had here, we had about between £3 and £5 million worth of trade happening. So it's completely, amazing, really, that everything has been put on display, as you can see. The bakery, grocery, all kinds of different produce on display here. And on the opposite side, you've got the fridges in the distance, as you can see. You've got the meats in there, and there's a lot going on here during the course of the 4 days of the show. So what kind of people do come here and visit then? Well, as I mentioned, there are over 300 buyers who come here, and they represent the supermarkets, the food service industry, the farm shops, the delis, So they come and they have meetings with the different producers, and some of the producers obviously are downstairs selling directly to the public. And then some, what they do, they put the date in the diary, they keep the week of the Royal Welsh open so that they are available to come here and visit. So tell us, Emily, what is the nature of the work that you do? Right, I'm part of the Welsh Government Food and Drink Skill project, and we make sure that we advertise all the different jobs that are available within the food industry here in Wales. I visit the schools, I visit colleges also, and basically to tell them what are the options available to anybody who might be interested in working within the food and drink industry in Wales. And when I go into the schools, some people say, I don't want to be a farmer, I don't want to cook, I don't want to work behind a bar, but there are so many different options available. I mean, somebody, for example, was studying criminology and psychology. Now they've got an interest in consumer insight because they're great with data analysis, and they have, to all intents and purposes, you know, had a change in their career. Yes, just glancing at the boxes here. Each company has their own individual box, as it were. We call them cubes. This cube here, this is worth 1,000 jobs. There are 1,000 jobs just here within the village bakery.
So
it's amazing, really. And not just work in the factory, but you've got different jobs within the company. So there is a variety of jobs. That's what we try to emphasise, and that's what we try to encourage people to think about what's available to them. Quite literally, it is a shop window. Now then, you're looking here at these people. There are 5 individual people here. They're all students from colleges all over Wales. So they come here starting the careers within the food and drink industry in different jobs. There's one gentleman there. I think we were at his stall in the food hall yesterday. The 5 flock, the gentleman in the black t-shirt there, and of course they're given tips. And they're given a lot of help as far as branding, design, advertising, all those kind of essential things that are available to them from the projects that we have on their behalf.
Y bobl yma I gael cipolwg really o beth sy'n gallu digwydd tu ôl.
And of course, bringing them here into the business lounge gives them an insight as to what actually goes on during the meetings that we have here with the buyers.
Wel, diolch o galon am adael I ni ddod.
Mae croeso.
Well, thanks for the invitation to come here. It certainly has been an eye-opener. And it's such an important part of the food and drink industry in Wales.
Diolch.
the Senior Stallion Championship, where pedigree is everything. Casco Deo D took the title last year. His sire, Gwenllan Deo, was champion in 2007. And another family member, Gwenllan Brynmawr, has won the championship twice. Breeding counts in this game, but who will take the title this year? Well, the highlights of the afternoon here on the Wednesday at the Royal Welsh Show. We're heading for the main ring, and just before I hand over to Anwen, I've just received the message here saying that we have listeners in Australia who have been watching the horse coverage on our streaming and broadcasting section. So, boys, we're going worldwide. Anwen, this is the pinnacle. This is the highlight.
This is exactly what everybody has been looking forward to. So welcome to those from overseas. It's nice to have you joining us this afternoon. But yeah, this is what the Royal Welsh is all about for us Welsh cob people. It's the excitement, the crowds. You can see the bank there is absolutely full. Who we see here now, Derek Dykes is showing for somebody. Chloe Jones from Carmarthenshire there, handling her own stallion. Angharad George, another female handler from Pembrokeshire with a T-Hen stallion. So it's a long way round this ring. Derek there having to hold on tight to his exhibit there. But no, it's a long way round. They've opened up this whole ring now, so they have the whole space to show themselves off, and the crowd are really getting behind them. And some horses go better and better as the afternoon goes on, and they thrive on the crowd noise, and then others, the excitement just boils over a bit too much. And they're all running into the ring, which is part of what the Welsh cobs do. The etiquette is a little bit different for the Welsh cobs, but I bet you Usain Bolt would have a tough time keeping up with some of these exhibitors. 1161 there. We see John Haywood's Four Ways Prince, handled in the ring today by Bryn Jones. Gethin Williams there handling a stallion that's actually in harness. There's not many of them in harness in this particular class. And this one here now showing off that wonderful stride, covering the ground with the front legs but also working the action with the hind legs. And Thomas Jones there from the Menai Stud, who's actually handling for Cara here.
A fe rhywun yn y byd meddygol, Owen? Sut ti'n gwerthfawrogi na? Yn sicr siŵr.
They're all going by so fast, I can't even see their numbers. But a lot of hours of training, and they are all shining. The turnout here is absolutely impeccable for all of these horses. And this one is jeering the crowd on. 11:52 there.
And when you mentioned the one stallion there with the harness,
yes,
does it make a great difference in terms of motion, action, or control of that horse?
It's more so about control. It's about keeping the horse straighter. Some of them sometimes curl around the handler, which means they will end up trotting slightly wonky and a little bit sideways. So by keeping them in the harness, you're keeping them straight, which means the shoulder will be straighter and the movement will be straighter.
And will the judge then consider the fact that it's in the harness, or just take the fact that it's improving the way that horse moves and take it as it
A harness will not diminish what the judge is judging at. As long as that horse is performing in that harness, then it suits him.
In terms of performance, as you just mentioned, then we've seen them all strutting their stuff, let's just say, then how much bearing would the judge have on, say, the movement of the animal in terms of his final decision, or is it just on confirmation and what he likes to see?
So it could be a little bit of both. So the initial run-in is all about getting the crowd. It's what everybody's been waiting for. We see here now Simon Charlesworth with Dean Prater's Buxwood Masterclass.
Well, I notice in the motion of that stallion there, when we look at locomotion in a dairy animal, we look at how far and how accurately the rear legs get into the sort of footprint of the front ones, really. And I noticed that horse did that amazingly well. Drove his front feet forward, and then his rear legs had such a powerful action. They were coming into the footprint of the front ones. Yes, it's what
we call in the equine industry tracking up, where we should have the footprint of the hind leg stepping into the footprint of the front leg.
So very much the same. If the structure of the horse, or in my interest, the cow is correct, that action should mean the only difference being I don't want a cow to run, but the horse in part of that action needs to run and track on.
Yes, it does track up. And the engine of the horse is the back end. And like we can see here now, we saw them with the hind legs coming up and high. That's the powerhouse of what they've got. So it could go on to be a ridden animal or driven animal. So
8-year-old and over, putting you on the spot now, Anwen. How old would the oldest horse be, you say, before he'd just gone past his best in this particular competition?
It's difficult to say here, because some of them are 16-year-old in this class, so it's not necessarily about how old or too far or gone or anything. Some of them come into their prime in their late teens, so it's about
in their late teens too.
Well, sort of. Yeah, 15, 16 is what...
So, as you say, then some of these horses in here are 16-year-old now. Is there any horses in here in the 20s?
Oh, now you're asking me to look at the catalogue and work out my maths.
But out from your experience then, at their showing potential and at their showing best, there should be sort of a gap there of up to 16, as you've alluded to, and down to 12 perhaps, or something like that.
Yeah.
And once you go over that particular age, then perhaps they would just lose that shape, perhaps then.
Maybe not lose the shape, but it would be difficult to keep them in their prime for that long. So, yeah, about 12 to 16 would be the window that you are looking to have them at their best, because you cannot sustain that, basically. And these horses they're an athlete. As much as we see them doing the competitions and the jumping and the riding, even though these aren't ridden, they are still athletes in their own right. And a lot of these competitors would have been doing hours and hours of walking and long reining, possibly driving some of them to get them fit enough to go around this ring.
I've taken a quick glance at the catalogue just to save you having to do it. And the oldest horse I see catalogued is 2007 born, so that would be a 19-year-old stallion
so
in here then.
About right, yeah.
Yes.
Once they hit their 20s, that's when it starts to go down. Welsh Pony and Cob Society have introduced a veteran championship that's been going through the seasons, and the minimum age for the veteran championships is 19. So yeah, once they hit 19 and over, that's when I wouldn't say things deteriorate, because you still get some fantastic looking animals in their 20s.
But it will affect stamina, as with all of us, isn't it?
Yes.
And they do need some serious stamina in this ring, and the size of this ring.
Oh yes, I'm sure there's been many a competitor.
So does the handler, I suppose. But
yeah, I certainly wouldn't be able to do it, because I'm rubbish in the gym. I'm hopeless on the treadmill. So I pay homage to every single one of those handlers in the ring, and it's wonderful to see the ladies handling it as well. One from Pembrokeshire and one from Carmarthenshire. So now the hardest thing what I find here is getting the horse to actually settle after they've done that amazing trot in and shown what they can do at the top. The judge wants to see them walk. And when you were talking about tracking up, in the walk, they should be slightly over the footprint. The back leg should be very slightly over the front footprint.
As if driving forward as such then.
Very much so. Yes. But as you can see, some of these, they're a little bit tense. They're jogging. The tracking up isn't there in the walk because they're not fully relaxed. But the judge will take that into consideration. He's shown here himself. So he's bred at plenty of cobs to know what the atmosphere affects them. So he's not going to penalise them too much, I should imagine, if they're not truly settled and relaxed. It's a Welsh cob at the end of the day. It's got the fire, and that's what people want in the cobs. They don't want them to go round like a little riding pony, all calm and quiet.
So coming back then, this is me using my very, very limited horse knowledge here. It's only based on a bit of young farmer stock judging. So we've talked about the conformation and the way the horses track up. And from my memory of stock judging these, one of the big important things was how well coupled the horse is, how its parts blend together well. Could you just sort of explain to everybody at home what I'm sort of trying to mean in that?
So, well, what we would possibly mean well coupled is the length of back and how the shoulder moves into the back and how the back moves into the hindquarters. You don't want anything too short because there's no room for a saddle, so it wouldn't be able to do a job. But then if it's too long, it's likely to be weak in the back and not be able to sustain the performance of being a breeding stallion. So conformation does have a big part to play in it, and Simon will be looking at that once he's had the final pull-in and had their individual shows. But at the moment he can only see them from a distance, and so we will come back to these once he's done a line-up and we'll get a closer shot of them then.
And we're off to the sheep shearing shed. And this is the, I think it's heat number 1 in the semi-final of the Open All Nations.
So I'm quite confident to say that the pace has picked up now because these young men have all gone through the process of all the elimination process and qualifying. And heat number 1 here, we have some very familiar names on here and some travel gentlemen, as we can see. Matthew Evans from Wales, Jack Fagan from New Zealand, Lear Jones from Wales, Gareth Daniel from Wales, Matthew Smith from England, and Alan Lloyd-Jones there in shot from Wales as well. I'm not too sure on how many they would actually be shearing in the semi-final, but I would hazard a guess that it'd be 10 to 12, and we're going to see probably in 8 to 10 minutes of mayhem.
And how much of a break do they have between this competition and the final, whoever gets into the final?
Say that again, sorry.
How much time do they have as a break between?
Oh, yes, there are plenty of breaks, yes, indeed. Gee whiz, these boys can shear. I know, shear for 2 hours solid on in general work. The New Zealand shift of shearing is if you're 5 o'clock start, you're 5 till 7, an hour off, and then 9 till quarter to 12, half an hour off. So, you know, time factor is not a problem for these young men. And shearing probably 80 to 90 in a run in New Zealand. So shearing 10 to 12 here on the stage, and then given 10 minutes or 15 minutes and back on for another 10 to 12, no problem.
But would they be, when they are doing that, would they be shearing at this pace?
Well, no, because you'd have a job to maintain this particular pace all day long for 8 hours, wouldn't you? Or 9 hours. But I mean, no, I mean, these guys are well equipped to shearing between 350 to 450 lambs a day, comfortable. So we're talking of a 2-hour shift and 5 shifts in the day. So they could shear well in, say, 70 or 80 a run easily. So, but no, you have to conserve yourself. But this is the final, so, or semi-final, so they would have to up the game a little bit, yes. But every lamb here, as I alluded to, is half the belly's been shorn and the crutching work has been done. So that's where the speed factor would help the speed factor then, isn't it?
I suppose it helps having pen men as well, because they tip the ewe or the lamb ready for them, so they only have to
that's quite correct.
Hold and drag the lamb out.
That's quite right.
Whereas on a shearing day, they'd have to tip the ewe up themselves, and that's hard work in itself.
Yeah. But you believe me, that has part and parcel of help in your actual body language, because you take it head down, excuse the expression, ass up all day long without any exercise is not great. So if you go into that pen and tip that lamb over and walk back out, it actually relaxes your body and use more parts of your body, don't you?
Yeah,
anyway,
true.
Let's hope we come back and see heat number 2 later on.
Yes, indeed, and it's certainly attracting the crowd, as we've been saying all afternoon. Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground, and as you can see, there's quite a crowd around the main ring, and that's where we're heading for now. Here's Anwen.
Thank you, Gareth. Yes, we are joining the Welsh Cobs ring, where you are seeing their 11.56 Carla Gardner's horse, who was shown today by Thomas Jones of the Menai stud, but Carla Gardner here owns Brolas. Abergavenny Flash Harry, sorry, and he was a winner at Bali Saturday a couple of years ago.
I can't help but notice, and when then that there's a fair variation in the horses, and it's two horses, and the last two horses that we've actually seen. The Black Stallion, as you were referring to there, was going down, had a lot of feather around his legs, and this one is quite clean. So is it feather? I thought it was associated with the coloured horses more perhaps than the cobs.
Well, there is a little bit of feather for the cobs, but some of the heavier old-fashioned cobs have got a little bit more feather than others. It's not anything that is to be played down. Like this one hasn't got a lot massive of feather, but it's about how much bone they've got more than the feather. But yeah, if you look back into the old bloodlines, then you'll see some of the heavier old-fashioned types would have more feather than the thing. They don't have as much as the hairy cobs, like you said, that we saw down in the horse ring earlier in the week.
So the judge would have no worries at all about feather, would have no influence on his decision whatsoever?
No, it wouldn't influence him, but it would predominantly go hand in hand with the type of pony and the heaviness of the pony. Here we see Bryn Jones running 11.61, and that is John Haywood's Four Ways Prince. And here we have 11.76 Casgob Delwyn, owned by John Townsend and handled by John Townsend in the ring today. Giving him a little bit of extra room and an extra line to allow that him to settle into a rhythm and not break out of the trot. We want them to stay in that trot.
And that's exactly leads on to exactly what I was going to ask. I noticed some of them leading with a shorter range, some of them giving a long rope, and that's just about getting the best action out of the horse. They understand how that horse handles, and they're trying to get the best out of it.
Yeah, they've done their homework. They've been running these and practicing for months on end. The risk you take sometimes if you lead them with a slightly longer rope, that if they get a bit excited and they twist and turn and do a bit of a cow kick, they're going to get you. But these handlers know these horses inside out. Di George, we see here, running his own stallion, T-Hane. I can't remember. 58. I've got to look for him in his catalogue. T-Hane Brennan, that's it. A very, very good supporter of local shows down in Carmarthenshire and Pembrokeshire, but just gets a little bit excited in the heat of the moment. And another one we see here now in harness, so possibly this one might be in harness to stop him shaking his head up.
Well, I notice he does like to drive his head up a little bit there in the way he moves, so I can see exactly why that harness is very useful for this.
Exactly,
for this cob,
and it's just all about what works for your particular horse.
Glanfyrnwy Black Thunder.
Glanfyrnwy Black Thunder here.
And a tremendous length of rope to this one. Like to me, it looks as if he's risking losing the horse a little, but
possibly.
Obviously he knows his horse better than anything.
But
and
look at that rhythm.
Yes,
that rhythm has not changed throughout the whole of the grandstand. He's having to run hell for leather as well, but what a fantastic display that he's done. And he's still going, and he's coming back for more.
That length of rope, you need to be confident in your own fitness.
Yes, that you can keep up with him.
With the
yes,
horse.
Very much so. But stamina is something that these exhibitors have just been training so hard. It's what they all work for. But John Bennett there did a fantastic job of showing Glanfyrnwy Black Thunder.
Teulu Smith.
Dean Smith, I think we've got here now. Trevelyan Roy Rogers. Like you see, handling him a little bit shorter. Possibly not quite going as fast. But it's about knowing what your horse. If you rush it too much, it's going to break out of that rhythm. So, Chloe Jones here from down in Carmarthenshire. Chloe works in the AI industry that we were alluding to earlier, so there is a call for AI in the equine world. 11:45 there. Asgard Flash of Gold. So we will come back to this class after we have seen a little bit more around the showground.
O flaen y beirniad, Simon Bigley.
The Sheep Championship, bringing together champions from more than 40 breeds. Welsh breeders have claimed 3 of the last 4 championships.
Arbennig! Robbie Wilson a Dale o Fferm Clwch Powys yn ennill.
The Dutch spotted and the Suffolk have shared the honours over the last 4 years.
Arbennig o gynlyniad.
But over the years, many different breeds have had their moments in the spotlight. Who will be the champion in 2026? Off we go to the sheep ring.
Thank you, Gareth. We won't have too long to find out, hopefully. As you alluded to, 40-odd breeds. Gone through the competitions and all the way up the lines to get into this final, and to win your individual breed championship in the start is quite a tremendous achievement, and probably the dream of all the competitors. But to get one step further and come out here and win the Supreme Championship in the 2026 would be a dream come true for a lot of people. Yes,
I'm sure. And just so in this competition, it could be a ram or it could be a ewe.
You're quite right.
So, and that's quite exciting to find out. You know, sometimes you think that the rams kind of overpower and that they look the strongest, but sometimes, you know, the ewe sometimes takes the eye of the judge.
Oh no, but most definitely the champion, like I alluded to, champion of the individual breed, and many times we've seen the yearling ewe. We don't see the ewe lamb coming through too often, but it's a yearling ewe or the aged ewe as say come to the fore. But probably if we get a good chance to go round the ring here and see, we'll see both sexes and a lot of different strength in a lot of different sheep.
I think each sort of breed in itself gets to that sort of prime maturity at different levels, isn't it? A lot of these lowland ewes, as you said, the yearling ewes, usually they seem to be the ones that are freshest and they're all very firm. But sometimes the rams might be the ones that will shine in maybe some of the hill ones, and maybe ewe lambs come to the fore sometimes because they're nice and sweet. And sometimes it does depend a little on the breed, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. I believe the Cheviot breed, they don't sell their rams until 2 years old, I think. Or it could be
the North Scottish, the Highland people then of Scotland and that have that two-shear status, but most of the Cheviots in this part of the world are sold as yearling rams. You can't afford to hang on to them no longer, so isn't it?
But it just shows how they prefer them to be more mature, and that's when they're at their best.
Yes, it varies. Look, a lot varies as well in terms of individual judges have judged all these individual classes all the way through, and we have a lot of judges that do prefer females, and when they're judging the individual societies that they judge, they just might have a slight preference towards a female, isn't it? And whatever. But anyway, we've got our first look at our judge, Mr. Brian Davis, down the regulars, who has been honoured twice, may I say, in the show here, because he did win. I'll leave that up to you, Ewan, to say.
So he won the Sabrina Jones Award on Monday for his contribution to agriculture.
So therefore, there's one great honour there, and he's got another honour of judging the Supreme Championship here in the Royal Welsh.
And he seems to be drawing a first sort of lineup out, I think, here. Black Welsh Mountain came to the centre of the ring there, if I'm right, and well, we'll see if I'm right, but or they just had a little merry trip out to the middle. No, they certainly have. Yes, he's started drawing a few out in the middle. The Tordi, I think, come out as well.
And he himself has exhibited 4 different breeds in the same year: Charolais, Texel, Ryland and the Clun.
Well, so a great mixture then of lowland and upland ewes as well.
Yeah, we can't really anticipate which might be his favourite, really.
Dana Eglwys is there on the right on the slope just above Brecon, looking down on top of Brecon, and as we heard his interview then when he received his award earlier on, and that Brecon show means so much to him, and but he's on that red sandstone soil, a very, very good farming country there, and it would be well suited to the lowland breeds that he's keeping, and obviously he alluded that he does keep the Clun Forest, and I would think that I'm not too sure the Clun Forest keep a flock book, and he has sold a lot of Clun Forest rams in the years gone by, but his son now, Geraint, is very, very keen on the Beltex and the continental type sheep, that muscular sheep, and I see him selling very, very good fat lambs on a regular basis. So
an interesting comment I've seen here within the judging notes. He says he believes tails that are too short will definitely prevent an animal from winning in his ring. So he must be,
Say that again, sorry.
So that when they dock the tails too short.
Oh, okay, yes.
He dislikes too short of tails, and that would be one thing that he'd be looking out for, which, even though a small element, but could be crucial.
That's quite right.
Really.
It's his day. It's his choice, and it's what he likes to see in a show sheep. And
yeah, an interesting statement, but then on maybe a commercial sort of level, he probably also feels that too short is as bad as having too long a tail as well.
It could be the other way, yes, indeed, because we'll have to come back anyway, as he's in the non-mighty section at the moment, and we will be going through to the mighty business section, hopefully on the next time we visit this particular class.
Yes, we'll be back in the sheep ring for the conclusion of the champion of champions. In the meantime, all eyes are on the main ring.
Yes, thank you, Gareth. We are back here to what we have all been waiting for, the highlight of the year for the Welsh Cob Section Ds. They've all had their initial trot round, and they have all had a chance to shine, and now this is the nerve-wracking part where he will call in a lineup.
Clarify this for me then, Anwen, please. Then size, we see a significant difference in size in a lot of these horses. So as it is stipulated, Section A is up to 12.2, am I correct? And then Section B goes up a hand or so, and then Section C. There is no limit on Section D's in height?
No, there is no height limit.
Because there's definitely a significant height in probably a hand or two in some of these horses to their mates. Just in front or just behind them?
Some of the height has gone bigger because a lot of the people in the ridden world like them to be a little bit taller, but then you've got to be careful that you're not losing type. You can go as big as you like, technically, with a Welsh Cob, but then you will lose the type. The purpose of a Welsh Cob all those years ago was to be a working animal around the farm. So it was meant to be small enough to be able to get on from the floor, but strong enough to be able to do the work on the farm.
So are we talking, in your eyes, of, say, a perfect sort of stamp, 15 hands, perhaps?
Well, it's anywhere from 14.2 up to 15 hands. It looks like he's done an initial pull, and it's 11.66 that's come in at the moment to stand top. Glanfernwy Black Thunder, owned by Arwyn Jones and shown today by John Bennett. So now the nerve-wracking time for him is to watch the whole process of Simon Bigley, our judge for this afternoon, lining everybody up. But you see a shot there of the walk, and like Iwan was talking earlier, of the tracking up of the hoof prints. A testament to thing. I do believe then pulling in second across your screen there is Simon Charlesworth with Buckswood Masterclass, owned by Dean Prater. The stewards here, the lovely lady in red, they're playing a very vital role for this competition in supplying these exhibitors with plenty of water. It's a long way around that ring, and the sun has started to come out this afternoon, so very, very hot, very important. How nice to see a young female standing at the top end of the line. Can't see her number, but there is standing in fourth is 11.74, and that is Dean Smith's Trevelyan Roy Rogers. So we see there our judge Simon Bigley from the Llanarth stud has still got his work cut out to place everybody through the line. So Simon has been breeding Section Ds for, well, his father and his mother Anne and the late Len Bigley started off the stud all those years ago. And Simon himself has judged several Hoys qualifiers as well as Welsh pony and cob classes all over the world. He's judged in Europe, Australia, South Africa, Canada and America. And he said that the hottest place he's ever judged at was in South Africa, where it reached 45 degrees. So as much as we're all complaining about the Welsh weather recently, I don't think it'll ever get as hot as 45. But yeah,
no, we need quite a bit of humidity and everything to get anywhere near that, wouldn't we?
Yes, I think I will be dying if it reaches 45 degrees. But
the horse that was stood in third that you didn't quite get the number of, I just caught it. There's Gwenllan Berwyn Sean, 11:51.
Oh, thank you. Yes. No, I think there's so many good big names at the top there. The Gwenllans, the Prynhawn, the Danaways, Trevelyan's. So many of these big studs have a history going back for years, and the bloodlines.
Well, we saw in the introduction to it in the first time we visited this senior stallion class that, you know, they were family members of the same ones, and fathers and sons won this.
Very much like you were alluding to in the dairy and the bloodlines and the things. A lot of these cob people specifically go for certain bloodlines, and they want that certain type. There's not masses of difference to what Gerald was saying height-wise through the top 3 or 4. So I think he has stuck to a fairly...
And that'll be testament to the type that Simon's looking
very much
for
so,
as much as anything, isn't it?
And if some of you were with us earlier this morning where we saw the junior stallion class, this one is a very, very similar type, black, 4 whites. It'll be interesting now if he stays top. As to what we will see when he returns. But now they need to come out and do an individual show where they will walk away. The judge will look at the locomotion, like you were saying, and see if they're actually walking straight. What will be difficult in this particular instance is the atmosphere from the grandstand. Will that horse keep straight? It's very difficult for a judge to judge it if the horse is walking sideways. But he will have that close-up on the confirmation, like you can have a good shot there of the shoulder and the forearm going into the shoulder and the neck coming out of there, and the confirmation that he will be looking for. But what a fantastic lineup. There were 34 entered in this class, so a strong class, and 20 have come forward, so it's fantastic and testament to the Welsh breeds for all these stallions. And I do love a bit of sun. Doesn't it make a difference to that shine?
It does give them a heck of a lot of shine.
There's no glitter needed, is there?
No.
So we will come back to this class when they've done a little bit more of the individuals.
Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground, and it's hotting up in the main ring. Let's rejoin Anwen.
Thank you, Gareth. What a fantastic shot there of our 20 exhibits forward this afternoon. So this is the one currently standing top that's coming out to have an individual inspection by our judge this afternoon, Sir Simon Bigley of the Llanarth Stud. So we can see there now a lovely shot of the horse stood from the front. So you want to see a clean line from the shoulder down through the knee, down through the fetlocks into the hoof. You don't want to see a twist in any part of that limb. You want to see a nice even chest. You don't want it too wide or too narrow. And then the same with the back legs. You don't want any sickle hocks or cow hocks or anything like that. You want a clean line. And like we were talking about the walk, this is the important bit. Can he keep that relaxed walk away from the judge so that the judge doesn't see an angled walk? You can see there now. The cobs are quite influential with the way that they shoe them. The extra heavy shoe will affect the motion of the limb. Some people want the heavier shoes to extravagant that upper movement through the knee. Some people don't. There's a pensive look from our judge, isn't it?
I noticed this one has a little red ribbon in its mane. What is it? Just for this particular one?
So generally what the plait, if you'll notice, it's one small plait just directly behind the headpiece of the bridle, and it's to really accentuate the head. So you bring the mane slightly back a little bit so that you can see the whole head and the picturesque prettiness of that head, and that little red bit just pulls your eye just a little bit more. So currently stood out now for the judge 1170, Buxwood Masterclass, a winner in the past at Lampeter, and the Royal Welsh here, he was second in 2024. So a slightly taller animal to the one we've just seen, but again still has the type, still got a nice limb and a short cannon bone.
Buxwood Masterclass.
But it takes hours of practice to get these horses stood like this. It's so frustrating when all they just do is move.
I can well imagine that the work goes into it, because with a dairy cow, if you're teaching it to walk, you're teaching it to walk at one speed, to stand, and then to be able to get it to move its legs slowly. You're expecting this horse to go fast, go slow, stand still.
Yes, there's a whole array of things going on, and again they've been fed. The diet is so important to these animals, because you don't want them fat, you want them to be fit, but you don't want them to be too fit that they're lean. The coverage has got to be nice, because at the end of the day it is a show animal. It's a beauty contest. As much as it is a conformation contest and the best animal, you can't have anything that looks too thin and scrawny.
Certainly, yes.
So the feeding for some of these, they'd have been probably starting to wear rugs and feed them up since Boxing Day. It's quite
exceptional
lot
of time and a lot of work.
A lot of work and a lot of...
the rug then, can you just sort of tell us a little bit about the difference that putting the rug on that animal will do? It's about coat quality and...
It's about trying to mimic an early spring. Some people will turn the lights on and leave lights on, so even though like in the winter it goes dark at like 4 or 5 o'clock, by leaving the light on you're deceiving it into the early spring, so the horse will naturally lose its thick winter coat, and you're giving a rug just to mimic that warmth.
It's about losing that winter coat so that you can get the shine that
very
we've got
much so,
here
yes.
on this beautiful summer coat.
And I'm sure a lot of these people, with all the changing weather that we've had, they'll be up and down outside, changing from a heavy rug to a lightweight rug and back again and things. So it is a nightmare trying to keep them, because you don't want them to sweat, because then it'll be disadvantageous. Again, we can see the little red ribbon. These have placed it through the whole plait to try and accentuate the head. Hopefully we'll now see her number.
Yeah, I think this one was 1151. This was the Gwenlla Berwyn Sean, was this one.
So you can see that this one is struggling to keep the rhythm. The excitement is just boiling over a little bit. But they generally always go a bit better as they're running away from the grandstand. So hopefully she can keep growing around the back and it'll settle that into the thing. So we will come back and see the conclusion of this class hopefully later on.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully we will, but we're hoping to see a conclusion in the sheep ring as well. Let's go back there now.
Thank you, Gareth.
Yes, we're back to the prestigious championship, aren't we, with the Champions of the Champions award.
And a lovely overhead view of it there, just in shot, doesn't it? Just seeing the mass of champions that were in the sheep ring there from a distance.
Yes, as we state, then it is split in two. Not the class isn't split in two, but the actual exhibits are split in two because we have My Divisioner and non-My Divisioner animals on display. So Mr. Davis, Brian Davis, then will have had to go through the little tunnel in the centre of the ring and wash his hands or wipe his hands and then go and examine the sheep in the neck section.
And I don't believe any have been pulled forward yet, or?
Well, we've seen some being pulled forward in the non-Mighty Business section before we left, but we are now in the Mighty Business section. We haven't seen anybody pulled forward at the moment. He's just on his physical inspection, perhaps you want to say. He's probably checking the teeth and the wool quality and the bone structure and everything of these particular sheep and the ears, and he won't be moving round. Here we go, Erin. He was stating about an animal being mature and big. There's a border Leicester ewe there. It is quite a large ewe, isn't she?
Oh gosh, yes, look at her.
She hasn't missed many breakfasts, but it is a fine example. It is the border Leicester. And the border Leicester, as I alluded to earlier on, has suffered probably in the back of the blue-faced Leicester, which seems to have taken over in the commercial ewe production then.
And the showman with that border Leicester, I'm pretty sure I've recognised him properly as Boomer Birch, well known in the cattle rings usually, and him and his other half had a bit of success in the beef shorthorns this week as well. So
the Hampshire Down has become very, very popular show breed, and there is a young man showing Hampshire Downs not too far from himself in the Gwynfor village, and he's climbing the ladder. He says to me that he doesn't want to come to the Royal Welsh show, but he's had some good success with the Hampshire Downs in the local shows, and I think there's room in the future for that particular breed. They're good meaty, and he sold some of his spring lambs in the local markets to us, and has done very, very well. And
we've got the Suffolk coming up now.
Probably quite a strong contender. We've actually featured these Suffolks in the build-up to the final of the Suffolks, and we've seen the yearling ewe. This is, I'm quite confident to say that we've seen her win in the class.
Yeah, we saw her win the class and take the championship on Monday.
That's quite right. And
we were very taken with her and the one that was second in the class to her as well.
That's
very similar pair they were.
That's a good ewe lamb, a good yearling ewe, sorry. And we talked earlier on about yearling ewes being in their prime, and there can't be many more yearling ewes out there that are closer to the prime than that one is. We've actually seen the Rouge taking a prize, and to be fair, it's holding his own in amongst these very, very good sheep here, and that's a big, strong ram, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
And no stone unturned left in the trimming department or the colouring department. He has turned out to perfection, to be fair.
Yes, and that contrast.
See him in the dark, wouldn't you?
Yes, the contrast is exactly what I was going to say, Gerald. The very tanned body and the very red legs.
Danger, I'm on the run.
Edrych ar yr hwrdd fyna. OK, dwi ddim yn biafio nawr, mi oedd e.
Tisio boi reit cry.
And we see then, we haven't featured any of these in the show, but there's a lot of classes as per normal, and probably one of the bigger sheep. There's Waterbull's sheep there.
Yes, colossal ewes.
And next down is the Blue Domain. We haven't featured any of them, and it's exceptional shape.
It's an exceptional big tup for a Blue Domain as well, isn't it?
Indeed, yes. If you put that Blue Domain by the rules what we just seen, total difference in colour and contrast, but very, very similar types, aren't they?
Yes, certainly.
Well, it'll be exciting to see how they all get on. And hopefully we'll get to know who the winner is very soon.
Mr. Davis has got a lot of work to do yet to pick out his probably 4 or 5 out of this particular section that she will take forward and ask the remaining few to leave and then concentrate on the few that he's picked on the other side in the non-mighty version section. And that the Challeries then have featured very, very strongly in the past in the Royal Welsh show here. We haven't featured, but that's an exceptional good ewe there too. So and the Bereshon is
from
he's feeling now, and here we have the Beltex in the corner there, which is serious muscular sheep, but that doesn't actually mean everything. And I don't know what the Texel is doing hiding over by there. I don't know. There's another breed of Texel, and the badger face Texels have become a very, very popular breed, and we haven't featured them in the Royal Welsh show, but we have a job to get around everything. And
then you've got the Dutch Spotted, which of course was a breed who won last year.
I think I alluded to this earlier on, that they were in the any other breed, lowland breed, and it is only just a couple of years ago. So with them actually having their own section, and we've seen Darren Whitcomb earlier on then winning with the Dutch Spotted Ram Lamb.
And I think they've exploded in popularity a lot.
100% they've exploded.
And you've mentioned
is a good
it before,
word to
Gerald,
describe it, yeah.
When we've talked about different breeds. They do have a very showy quality, don't they? You know, they stand out, and I think that's made them quite popular.
Yes, indeed. And anyway, let's go from the sheep world back to the stallion world. And join Anwen, giving her expert opinion on what's going on, and it looks like a very highly delighted young man.
Yes, John Bennett in the ring there, handling on behalf of Arwyn Jones, with that wonderful Glanfernwy Black Thunder. It's actually only his second season, and John has been the producer of this horse. So he was first and reserve champion at Lampeter, and was first and reserve and actual champion, at Midlands County this year. So what a wonderful start to this stallion's career, only the second season competing. But yeah, it's a wonderful accolade for John Bennett there, producing the winner of the senior stallion class. I do think we need a shot of the second, just to confirm. But the smiles, I think, say it all, don't it? All these months of effort. Off camera, I can confirm to you that the second place was actually 1170 Buxwood Masterclass, owned by Dean Prater, shown today by Simon Charlesworth. And that second place was sired by Ren Cullen Martino out of Mitchellshire Lively Maid. The winner here, his bloodlines are sired by Temple Dream Playboy out of Temple Dream Limited Edition. And in third place we had 1151 Gwenllan Berwyn Sean, sired by Gwenllan Sean Dafydd out of Gwenllan Buddig. So a fantastic display this afternoon for the senior stallions, and I'm sure the crowd on the bank in the background have had a thoroughly entertaining afternoon. So Mr. Simon Bigley there, our judge for the day, has had a tough task on his hand, and hasn't quite finished yet, because we will be seeing these back for the overall Stallion Championship first, before moving on to the overall Cob Championship. But John Bennett there still running strongly, and this Stallion has just kept that rhythm. And I'm sure the handlers will be coming in to help run this horse a couple of times round the ring, to woo the crowd and enjoy the spectacle that they've been waiting for. So I'm not sure if we are going to have a quick interview with Hannah. Yes.
Stallion Welsh Section D at the Royal Welsh Show. I'm just going to let that sink in. Arwyn, I don't think I've ever seen you run so fast. Did you really lot of hank for that?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Been showing you since 1974, never ever won the stallion class before.
A ti wedi gadael, nes ti ennill, do fyd, ni wedi cael gyfweliad, do. A nawr ti'n ennill y meirch hyn, Dawn. You said to...
So Hannah was saying that Arwyn has actually won yesterday as well. So has returned to win again today.
To the Bennett family for all their hard work. And for Arwyn for trusting me when I said, please just trust me and let me do as I want to do with your ponies and cobs.
The women really always do know best, don't they?
Couldn't have done it without Dawn.
O, na lyflu. Fi'n siŵr gallu ti wedi. Fi'n gallu gweld bod ti dan deilad. Llongyfarchiadau mawr iawn i chi. John.
The emotion is boiling over there.
Around the size of a football pitch. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm absolutely over the moon. This training I've done with him is unbelievable. And I'm just over the moon.
I can see it's such an emotional day. It's such an accolade to win. You've got the male championship to go. You've got the stallion championship, I believe. I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I know you want to keep him and you fresh. All I can say is llongyfarchiadau enfawr I chi a phob luck.
Good luck to them in the championship.
Who will be the champion of champions in the sheep ring? We're waiting for the conclusion. Let's head back there and join Gerald and Erin.
Thank you, Gareth. While we've been away, Mr. Brian Davis has brought his numbers down in the Mighty Visner section, and we've seen the top 5 and in the non-mighty section, and now we'll have a look again in the thing and in the mighty division section, and we have the any other continental ram that has come forward out of a minority breed in the Rouge look and the Suffolk. So
and what a task it is, really. You've got the best of the best, and trying to pick one to become the champions of the champions is some task.
What's quite interesting is of the exhibits that he pulled forward.
Oh, Suffolk it is.
Well, there we go. Congratulations to them. They were all yearlings, yearling ewes and 1 yearling tup. So we talked a little bit about the sort of level at which they peak, and it seems he's sort of gone and picked all the yearlings today.
And another plus, to be honest with you, it's a native breed.
Yes, of course.
Yes, certainly.
They beaten the Continentals in the. We've seen the Charleroi doing very, very well in the past, but it's had to take reserve by the look of it to the native breed in the Suffolk. So
and the young man showing this Suffolk was champion interbreed here 2 years ago with his Suffolk then as well. So
well done.
Congratulations to him.
And we featured, it's good for ourselves, and we featured the Suffolk classes, which he won in the original class, and Arnold Orr there will be exceptionally delighted with the result. And as I say, we featured him in the society class, and he won that obviously, and then won the Supreme Champion in the Suffolk, and has come to win a Supreme Champion overall of the show. Bragging rights, tremendous.
Yes, of course.
And yes, he's exhibited at 4 Royal Welsh, has had a class winner in 3, and has walked away with the Supreme Champion on 2 occasions. That's some record.
Fair dues, congratulations, yes indeed. There's some sheep to back it up, mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
We actually talked about it when we seen them in the start, that we thought they were very good, and it's just proved they are the best.
Well done, you.
Congratulations.
Well, look at the amount of people that have come to visit the Royal Welsh. And there are many around the cattle ring, which isn't a cattle ring anymore, to all intents and purposes. It is a tug-of-war's ring, if you like. And 4 teams. Presumably this might be a semi-final.
I would think that's Carmarthenshire, because I do know a couple of the young men that's in that
think,
particular lineup then. So
Llangadog YFC on the one end of the rope, and you don't have to go far up the road. I think it's Trecastle on the other side of the rope.
It is Trecastle, because I do know the young man that's on the front of the line there, and even though he would be living not too far outside Llangadog, he is pulling for Trecastle then. That's young Sean, the auctioneer with CTF on the front of the lineup.
Yes, these boys are staring down the rope at each other, but they nearly call themselves neighbours.
Well, I would think so. Some of them actually are neighbours, actually. Yes, indeed.
So in the football, we have the derby at Manchester United against Manchester City. Here we've got Trecastle against Llangadog.
Yeah, well, as far as 2 counties, you wouldn't find a lot of clubs a lot closer to each other than these.
No, indeed you wouldn't.
And, in neighbouring counties, obviously.
So what sort of training would these lads have been doing in the run-up to this show?
Pulling the rope.
Is that all? Or would they be in the gym for hours on end?
No, certainly not. Certainly not. No, they have...
I'm sorry, Gerald has really put the foot in it there, hasn't he?
You were quick. You were quick, I've got to say.
No, indeed. Having pulled tug-of-war myself, they would go training together to be uniform as a unit, like, isn't it? And pulling on a weight, on a pulley system on a tree, and then have a little bit of live pulling to actually mimic it.
So I didn't ask a daft question.
No, you didn't, but they would be pulling the rope, that's all.
You just jumped down his throat on the daft answer, that's all.
There we go, Carmarthenshire Llangadog 1-0 up, but it is a best of 3 ends.
Is the heat going to affect these lads this afternoon?
No, they'll be waiting all along for this. It doesn't take too long, is it? They're minute long.
To be fair, I would have imagined, Gerald, that the heat coming into it has affected more in terms of the hardness of the ground.
That's quite right.
Yeah, we'll hopefully rejoin a bit more tug-of-war later.
Yeah, we'll be there for the second leg. In the meantime, we're back in the sheep shearing shed, and it's the next heat in the semi-final of the Open All Nations.
Fair dues. These boys have been, the heat will affect these then, UN, because they are really putting the effort in here to shear the sheep. And we have heat 2, and we have all Wales in the first 4 sections, and then a Scottishman and a New Zealander. We have Richard Jones, Thea Evans, Gethin Lewis, Neil Lawrence, Callum Shaw and Hemi Braddock.
And Gerald, you mentioned a lot of Welsh names there. Those lads will have actually had a few more heats than the international boys, because they'll also have competed in the Champion Shearer of Wales competition as well.
Some of them will have, yes indeed.
So, yeah, some of these boys will nearly have done a day's work by the time they finish.
No, not quite, but no, to be fair, they will have shown a lot of lambs, and as I've alluded to many times before, then a lot of lambs are needed to be provided here for the show to be able to provide these competitions. And
we were talking about the derby earlier. Well, will the shearers have a shear-off, so to speak, between the different nations?
Yes, we will. We'll internationals, as we alluded to before then. Yes, there will be an international. I believe it's between France and New Zealand. So we got the football job on, or the rugby job on, whichever way you want to look at it. And it means as much to these men as if they were wearing the red shirt of Wales, or the black shirt of New Zealand, or the blue shirt of France. So yes, they are representing their home countries in a international, albeit shearing sheep. But
and a few of these boys drawing to a close on their ewes. I noticed them all going for the stop buzzer. And
as soon as ever they put their last sheep down the chute, they're as quick as a flash in stopping the clock, because as it is on a time basis as well, or there is points on a time basis, I should say. So.
And we must, recognise all the wool handlers today who have been clearing the boards for them, keeping it tidy so they can carry on shearing.
Oh yes, indeed. Yeah, we alluded to the competition yesterday, or sorry, on Monday then, of the wool handling competition, and when one handler had to look after 2, but there's nothing to do with them here today. It's keeping that board clean, spotless, and any wool out of the way, that it doesn't hinder the shearers in the actual shearing competition. So get the wool out of the way for them to continue again. So let's hopefully we come back later on to see the result and maybe the final.
Yes, indeed. Well, we're going back to the cattle ring now, because we saw the first leg, and the two teams obviously pulling on behalf of their counties. Brecknock against Carmarthenshire. Brecknock a 1-0 up at the moment, and if I'm right, I think I've heard the commentary team elsewhere saying that they have won it 6 times on the bounce.
Fair dues. So they're practicing by pulling the rope a little bit more than anybody else.
Or pulling a heavier weight, possibly as well.
Yeah, fair comment.
I'm never going to live that down, am I?
No.
So second leg of 3 then, best of 3. And a reminder, Brecknock are 1-0 up.
Wow.
And just, well, going back to the training method, the technique and skill, Gerald, what can you fill us in a little bit on the skill and technique that we're going to be seeing? Having done this sort of half briefly, I'm not going to be able to fill you in, but Gerald will in a minute.
Say what, sorry?
Could you just fill us in a little bit on the skill of the technique that they're going to be using here?
Well, the technique is that they are uniformity between one another in terms of, and listening to the coach. The coach is the person that is there on their right-hand side, and if you listen to him intensely, he will be saying hold, 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 and then he'll take a small step. And then obviously if you've got your opponents in trouble, well, you're going to take more steps, but you listen to the coach, and uniformity and pulling as a unit. You can have the strongest person you want as in that team, but if he's not pulling as a unit, then well, they're going to be in trouble, aren't they?
We've often talked about the outfit with a lot of these competitions. Well, what is the belt for, and what are the meaning of the heavy boots?
The actually grip is the heavy boots, obviously, and digging into the ground to maintain as much grip as you can as a unit. So they will have sharpened their boots, look, and Carmarthenshire in trouble here, and Breconshire are going quite well. It looks as if Breconshire have got them by... The belt is obviously just to protect their back, because it's all about strength and in uniformity, and with them falling down like that, the referee will warn them if they're sitting down too often, telling them to get back to their feet. But
3 strikes, is it?
I think it's 3 strikes and you're out. I believe you're correct, yeah. So they will be warned by the referee not to sit down again, but I think that's not their problem. They've done it now. They have lost, and Breconshire have won it, and you can see what it means as a county, and you'll also see what it means to lose then. So these boys will have worked very, very hard for this, and there is other tug-of-war competitions right throughout the country, and it's just that it's in the Royal Welsh Show here in front of a great crowd of people means so much to them.
Yes, representing their clubs and enjoying that win, and congratulations to Trecastle on their success again.
the Prince of Wales Cup. The battle between all the Welsh Section D champions. The mares have won 7 of the last 10 championships.
Cwpan siŵr yn cyrraedd brydfa geler am y tro cynta eriod.
A'r gaseg Prynhawn, Cleopatra, Bradley Merrick sydd yn mynd â hi.
And this year the cup will be presented for the 100th time. But will it go to a mare or a stallion? Yeah, that's a bit of a milestone. The 100th time for the cup to be presented, but to who? Let's find out.
Thank you, Gareth. We have jumped here now into Special 98, which was the Prince of Wales Cup. We have missed the best stallion, which did actually go to the one in the shot now here. 1166, the winner of the senior stallion class, Glanfernwy Black Thunder. So he is now contesting the Prince of Wales against the junior broodmare that went female championship, and we also have the reserve female come forward to contest the Prince of Wales. So here we are, the winner of the female championship, Glyn Coch Capoeira, the winner of the junior broodmare class, with Adrian Bowen at the helm, representing Glyn Coch Stud down in St Clair's.
Adrian Bowen.
Nathan Sage there handling the foal, making sure that the foal is in the right position, which is highly important, because if the mare is worried about her foal, she won't perform. So a foal handler's got a very important job. We see here now John Bennett, the winner of the best stallion, showing off one final time. And what a spectacle that view is. But it just makes you appreciate how long that grandstand is. And like Hannah had mentioned earlier today, the size of a football pitch. I don't know how correct that is, but I can imagine if I was running it, I'd be flagging halfway through that. But yeah.
Abergavenny Justice.
We hear now 11:30. He was the reserve male, the winner of the junior stallion class, Abergavenny Justice, with Jonathan Hill at the helm on behalf of the Bat family in Abergavenny. So successful day for them as well. And then here we should see the reserve female that went to 9:20. Declan Davis here at the helm with the winner of the 2-year-old filly class from yesterday, Aberlogin Reba. So again, like we've alluded to, he giving plenty of length of rein for her to show herself off. And she's held her ground well against these senior ponies. And I think what we see here is a pattern that Simon Bigley, the judge for this afternoon from Llanarth Stud, has kept to his stamp of what he likes, and they're all very, very similar in style. The two stallions specifically, I would have said, could potentially be twins. So that's testament to the judging that he's had and the ponies that he's had in front of him, that he has kept to his type.
Well, I always think that if you're setting out to judge something, you should leave a pattern where you can, so people can follow what you're trying to do.
Most definitely,
and,
yes.
Credit to him for doing that.
I do think it's been tough.
Fantastic.
And I think it's difficult for the 2-year-old filly to stand in amongst these, because she's so young and she's got so much more to mature into. Like the mare here that we see now, she's a 6-year-old, starting the prime of her life, and she's doing a foal as well. So she's absolutely credit to the Glyn Coch Stud in the way that she is looking. And here we see Aberlogin Reba.
Beautiful horse.
But you can see the stamp is there.
Yes, yeah.
She will mature into exactly what he's got in the rest of his ponies. But what a fantastic display and a huge decision. And I think this Prince of Wales Cup is a little bit extra special this year because, as Gareth has mentioned earlier, this is the 100th year of the Cup being awarded. So quite a special moment for whoever wins this. But Simon has been consistent. He hasn't been too slow. He's kept his decisions quick and short. And it's just sitting and waiting now to tick the boxes, cross the T's and dots the I's, as they say.
Yes, that one last little conference with his steward, and I think that's important. I always feel that if I'm judging a show of cows, your steward is as important as you in making it a show.
There we are, and it looks like the decision has been made. I don't know if you can hear the screams of the crowd in the grandstand, but congratulations go to the Glencoch stud, the winner of the junior broodmare class there. Glencoch Capoeira, the 6-year-old junior broodmare, taking the Prince of Wales Cup back to St Clair's. And just off camera there, he actually pulled the 2-year-old forward in reserve. So he went for the girls. Girl power, shall we say. But a fantastic achievement for the Glencoch stud. But I have to give credit to the Pennell stud, because this particular mare was sired by Pennell Carwyn out of Pennell Riverdance, so her bloodlines go back to Pennell. But a wonderful achievement there, and a quick swap of handler so that Nathan Sage, who's done all the hard work with the foal, gets his opportunity to run the mare. But what a fantastic story of achievement. And the mare is still going. The ears are pricked, the head is up, the rhythm is there. What fantastic.
George Prince of Wales Cup winners!
Never ever thought that dream come true that you never just thought would come true. Amazing.
I'm telling you, it's the lucky sock.
It's the lucky sock, yeah.
Just remind us again why you're wearing a sock, Adrian.
Stabbed myself with a pocket knife and went through the tendon, so I shouldn't be here on doctor's orders, but we're here, so it's all forgiven.
And where were you last week?
In the operating theatre at Morriston Hospital.
But now you've made it to Bills, you've won your class, you've gone female champion, you've gone Welsh Section D champion, and for the first time the Glencoch stud are taking home the George Prince of Wales Cup. Can you even put that into words, Jan?
No, it's just a complete dream come true. Everybody's dream to come true. I'm so happy with it.
Now I know you've been reserving this before, haven't you? But not with a homebred. You've now taken the title with a Glencoch progeny here, and Adrian, your son, leading a Glencoch mare. Abby, how proud are you as a wife?
There are no words. It's just what everyone strives to do and try and achieve, and we knew she was capable. We love her. She's our pride and joy, and yeah, it's fantastic.
And Alan, now you didn't want to come in for this interview. You said, I'm just the lorry driver. Without the lorry driver, they can't get here. How are you feeling?
I'm really proud. No other words can say it. You know, I can read everything we've done with her.
Yeah, you chose the stallion, you chose the mare. I think it was a good choice. What's on the cards now for later?
A few drinks, I think.
Yeah, home with these and then a few cold drinks and enjoy the celebration, I think, yeah.
Well, you guys make sure you enjoy that hard. Many congratulations. Llongyfarchiadau wrthon ni gyd. A phob lwc.
Thank you.
Wonderful achievement. Good luck to them.
Well, we saw the men's final between Brecknock and Carmarthenshire. Well, it's the same two counties in the girls' final as well.
So yes, Trecastle again in the ladies for Brecknock, but Carmarthenshire this time represented by Llanfynydd, and Llanfynydd a long history of competing in the Young Farmers Tug of War and a lot of success as well over the years. But I'm sure Trecastle getting to the final, they must have quite the legacy within the Tug of War ranks as well.
It's quite as you say, district wise then, you know, because it tends to follow that if the district has got an extremely good men's team that compete at all sorts of levels, when it's self-explanatory realistically that younger people are going to follow and have a go, aren't they?
Certainly so, yes.
If my uncle, my brother, my cousin, my father or whatever is pulling, then well, we're going to have a go. As you see, it means quite a bit to these young people to win this crowd.
Yes, certainly.
They were home early last night. They didn't stay out too long last night.
I'm sure they didn't.
No.
I'm sure they didn't. No, disciplined.
You fair comment.
But you notice that I just saw that with a stamp. I saw a stamp on the leg there. That'll be the weights of
everyone has been weighed.
So
yes, obviously,
weighed.
because
they all have to fit within a weight category.
That's quite right.
So the eight members on the rope will have all had to fit in there, and there we go. Commander took the first end there, so we'll hopefully rejoin for the second leg.
Oh, we most definitely will. But in the meantime, we're heading to the sheep shearing shed, and this is the Six Nations Championship. There's a team from Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, and France.
Well, this is what I've been looking forward to see, as I was saying earlier. The home nation.
You can hear in the background the excitement that this is generating, and every individual up there representing the country is having a go, as you can imagine. And we have, in Heat 1, we have Fraser Caldwell, Jack Robertson from Northern Ireland, Dennis O'Sullivan and Stanley Allingham from Ireland, Cameron Wilson, Callum Shaw from Scotland, Clear Jones, Gwion Clear Evans from Wales, Adam Barry, Matt Smith from England, and Pierre Gracieux and Felix Kesborn from France. And it's sort of self-explanatory that the one is helping the other one in the pen when handing over the sheep, and then they will take over and shear again. So we can imagine there's plenty of encouragement for the home nation from here, being in Wales, but
I'd certainly
I can assure you that the rest of the competitors that are being competing in this competition from their respective countries will be soon encouraging the mates on as well. And the pace is quite hot. And as you can hear in the background, the commentator is doing his bit to fire it up, and the crowd is doing its bit as well. So believe me, having been there, then it's quite exciting when you got the noise factor, but you mustn't concentrate too much on that because you'll let yourself down. You've got to concentrate exactly on what you're doing yourself, and try and do as good a job as possible.
Yes, and I'm sure, I know we're sort of living on the excitement and the buzz that we're hearing there. But what we need to understand is they've probably got to shut it out a little bit when they're standing on stage, aren't they?
Well, yes, to be fair, but I mean, how do you perform well is on an adrenaline, isn't it? And if you can get your adrenaline flowing, and shearing is exactly the same as anything. If you're on form, you're on form.
Oh,
playing golf,
yes.
Playing cricket, playing darts, whatever you want. It's all down to form, and if you are shearing well, and some days we're not quite as good as we are on other days, which is natural because we're human. But if they're on form, and the encouragement from the crowd and the encouragement from your mate in your pen or whatever, then you are going to do your bit. And hopefully today it is at the bet, and we can see Wales there in going very, very well.
No, in Syrian form, to be fair.
And Clear Jones. And Clear Jones is out first, so to be fair, it doesn't mean everything, but obviously then quite a few points have been gained by finishing, I won't say in front, but he has. We can see the board points up on top there, look, they're very, very similar, like 38, 39, 37, so it's very, very close. Anyway, let's hope we come back later on and see the result. Back in the tug of war, and we're going to have end number 2. One will be hoping, and this is the last end, and one will be hoping, and this will be the another end to follow this. So, but we will have to wait and see. So, at this moment, I do believe that Carmarthenshire are 1-0 up. So they will hoping to end it here now, so they don't have to express any more energy and pull again.
Yes, and in all fairness, from Llanfynydd, from Carmarthenshire's perspective, that will be it, isn't it? Try and get it all into this, one, whereas
more.
Trecastle are going to be on the back foot, trying to defend a little more, trying to make sure that they can make it through, and they've obviously know they've got to win 2 ends again to get through.
Got to really hard trying them out.
Right, dyma ni te. Merfantes efo Sir Gar.
The guy there coaching Breconshire I know very, very well, in Will Workman. He was working for Dunbeer. I'm not too sure as he is anymore, but he was representing Dunbeer down in Cross Hands, sourcing and the livestock there as a fieldsman, but
it almost looks to me like Carmarthenshire have the advantage.
I think Carmarthenshire are going to...
They seem to be working in unison. That's it.
That's it. They've done it.
Not quite.
Not quite. No, indeed.
But they did force the drop out of Brecknock there, and once you've dropped, you are on the back foot.
That's it. Carmarthenshire have successful. They've just gone one bit better than where their male friends did. So congratulations to Carmarthenshire young ladies.
Well,
in the background, as you can see, the grand parade of all the champion animals, and Susan Jones is with Nia. Susan, next year, will be the feature county president, but at the moment we're talking about Gethin Harvard, who is the current president of Brecknockshire, of course. And it's been a special week for him and his family. They've been fundraising for a long while. They've done some fantastic work during the months leading up to this week. And there he is in the crowd. And he's been so supportive of all the young people who are active within, not only within the county, but within the society as well. They've all been part of the activities, and Gethin has been quite a leader within the county during the months leading up to the show. And of course, in the opening ceremony, he did his speech without any bit of paper at all. It was a spontaneous speech with several important messages, and the Welsh language was obvious there as well. And as Susan is saying, I didn't realise really that there wasn't as much Welsh spoken in Brecknockshire as there is, evidently. But Gethin is very, very proud of his Welshness as it is. And what's interesting, it is a complicated history that belongs to Brecknockshire. You think of the evasion on the Epint, for example, and that's what Susan is alluding to now. That's what's so good about going from county to county every year, is that you are given the opportunity to learn something about all the counties within Wales. Because this year, for example, we had an opportunity to go to the Epint, and I wasn't really familiar with the story, but I found it really emotional hearing about all the farms that have been, and all the people who are farming there who were evicted, and with little notice, if truth be told. But it was fascinating to hear the story, and as I say, it was emotional, it was interesting. And then 33,000 acres taken over by the army. It's a sad story, but now, of course, the Major Andrew Butcher, who has to all intents and purposes created a bridge between the farmers and the services, if you like, and he had the opportunity to open the show officially. But as far as what we what we are looking at now in the main ring. It is a spectacle to see, and of course, all the winners there with broad smiles on their faces, and rightly so, because a lot of work has gone into preparing the livestock. And from what I can see, I've seen quite a few new people coming to the fore, which is a nice thing to see. And of course, Susan, you've been judging here this week as well. She was a judge on the Sir Brynner Award, the award that Brian Davis won, and of course it was given this year to a person making an outstanding contribution and dedication to the success of a local or regional agricultural show. And the number of people who work voluntarily in all the local shows is astounding, and long may that continue. Susan, thanks for the company, and we look forward to next year when you'll be the president of the Feature County Anglesey. Well, there is a time for one last visit to the forestry area, and some of the best axemen are here taking part in the underhand chopping contest. We can see Dewi Pugh, we caught a glimpse of him anyway, in the middle there in the blue vest, who has been keeping company to Aaron throughout the week. Wow, goodness me. And the gentleman there out first, I think, could well have been the last to start if this is a handicap competition.
I think you mentioned that Dewi is keeping the log company as well too, isn't he?
Yes.
He's there for the duration, by the look of it.
You know what? He's struggling in this heat.
Oh, he is struggling big time.
I think Aaron
might have to take over.
I think Aaron mentioned earlier on that he was taking some WD-40, but I tell you what, he was saying that he had a new axe earlier on, didn't he? But, in fairness, it doesn't seem to be working. But it is difficult, in this heat, in these conditions.
Gareth, a new axe, he never said he sharpened it.
No. Well, I tell you what, if he's one of the axemen who's taking on the shearers tomorrow, he better spend the evening sharpening that axe. And of course, that is a sight to see, but we're going to have to wait till tomorrow until then. But Dewi is still at it. He's there on his own. And Aaron's just saying, there are characters in this section. Well, here's one of them for you. Dewi Pugh from Bala, who a couple of... and he's got to work hard to get the axe out of the log as well, fair play. He's putting a lot of effort into that. And he can't see them, but just look at the fellow axeman stood on the side, just sitting there waiting for him to finish. Oh, Dewi back. He's not going to give up, is he? Go on, yay! Well done, Dewi. Yes, he's absolutely exhausted. Well, we'll have to see if we're there tomorrow. Maybe Aaron might be giving it a go, but we'll see. Well, there we are. Our time here is drawing to a close on what is considered to be Champions Day here at the Royal Welsh, and it's been a fantastic day for the Holsteins, of course, completing the Grand Slam, and it's been a hard day and a good day for Garnfyrnwy Black Thunder, winning the senior stallion in the cob section, and of course Glencoch Capoeira, the young mare from Glencoch Stud, winning the Prince of Wales Cup. And of course we've got a full day ahead of us tomorrow on the last day of this Royal Welsh Show, Brecknock Show in 2026. Don't forget the highlights programme later on this evening at 9 o'clock, but we'll be back with you at 9 o'clock o'clock tomorrow morning. Until then, thanks for keeping us company today. We will see you tomorrow.